I lost weight before Christmas. Yes, it might not be how you think. So yeah, I'm out riding, exercising, having fun. But it was not from excessive exercise. It was from what I was eating. Now, I kept an food diary because I was actually, in the weeks leading up to Christmas, I was taking part in a scientific study about fatigue resistance and stuff. That might be another video, or may or may not be. There's already a VO2 max test on the channel if you want to check that out. It's good. But yeah, I had to keep a diary of what I was eating, how much carbohydrate, and well, thought it might be interesting to have a look, not at the view, but at what I ate and how I lost weight. So I think, well, maybe I'll show you in the diary, but I've kept my weight. It's very icy today and people are still driving really quick. So yeah, I'm just taking it nice and easy. No bread collarbones, thank you. So yeah, show you what I ate, and just to put it into context again, I always say, I'm about 5'11", so what's our average height or so, and yeah, I think I started about 66.8, and then, so this was in December 2024, I think when I was on the last day I was 65.9, something like that, but anyway, I'll take you over the food diary and you'll be able to see what I ate and basically what I always eat. Yeah, good food. Hello and welcome to the Pain Cave. Now, I'm going to take you through what I was eating in December leading up to Christmas. Now just behind me, you obviously can't see it, but I'm actually in the garage, and this is the TV that I use to entertain me while I'm on my turbo, while I'm cycling in the winter. So right now it's icy and cold outside, so I'm actually doing this just before I go, well, don't go out, but start hitting myself in the pain cave. So as you can see, I hope you can see the screen well, you can see it clearly. So this was my diet intake from, as you can see here, from the 2nd of December through till the 18th of December here, as you can see. So my left, your right, I think that'll be. So yeah, and sorry about the adverts, but what can you do about that in this day and age? So I'll show you what I was eating, and I was also keeping a diary of my weight, as you can see here, and I started off 66.8 kilos, and then as you can see, there was fluctuations. My weight fluctuated throughout the period, but you can see that I was lean, and actually on the last day I was the leanest of the whole 2-week period or so. So the reason why I was keeping such a diary like this, because I wouldn't really recommend being so, well, I'm quite neurotic about things, but I think it's healthier just to not go into in depth really in this way. But I was doing this for a study for some students at the local university who were looking at fatigue resistance in cycling. It was fun, yeah. It was hard, but yeah. So this is, and they wanted to know more the carbohydrate intake that I was eating. So I've got here pretty accurate. It worked out pretty accurately to how much carbohydrate I was eating. So I haven't got fat and protein on here because, well, we'll leave that for another video. But as you can see, starting from the first day here, 732 grams. So these are all of the meals that I added up. So if I zoom in, so as you can see, this is carbohydrate intake from all of the meals that I was having during the day. And yeah, I'll scroll through and you can see that I was eating a lot. And actually the day that I ate the most, so showing you all the way through, so you might think that's crazy amount of carbohydrate, you'll get fat. Well, the day that I had the most was 1,181 grams of carbohydrate in one day. I hope you can see the screen clearly. So these are the foods that I ate to, first of all, stay lean, and if you want to be at your leanest. So I ate these foods. So as you can see down here at the bottom, these are the foods that I was eating. So these are the foods that I eat to, first of all, get lean and then stay lean throughout the year. And I don't miss food because it's restrictive. The way I see it is I'm restricting it to healthy, lean foods rather than being restrictive, inverted commas. So as you can see here, rice is the first thing that I have written down. So I eat a lot of white basmati, what do you want to call it? White rice. And yeah, so there's, almost, I think white rice almost every day, or I eat white rice every day, as you can see here. Every day. And I would have that, for breakfast, lunch and tea, if I wanted it, and I enjoy that. It might sound crazy, but no, I enjoy rice now. I used to have oats, so porridge, oatmeal, whatever you want to call it, and I always found that, especially if I went out training, cycling, that I would get a bit blocked. My legs would feel a bit blocked, and I would usually leave it an hour or two before going out after I'd eaten. And even then I would get a bit uncomfortable, a bit bloated, and without going into too much detail, but these are all things that as human beings we all feel. So if you feel good and you feel comfortable in your body, you'll be able to perform well. So that's in sport or whatever it is you're doing. If you want to perform the best, you need to feel the best, don't you? So without your health and good feeling, then you can't really do anything, can you, in life? Life is your health. So I'd feel a bit of trap wind, and that would get really painful. But I never have had that feeling since I've switched to rice as my staple food. So I have that with a nice spicy tomato sauce, and I have that as my part of a, I don't like to say routine, because that can feel like you're sort of trapping yourself in a box. It's just that I can look forward to knowing that I'm going to be able to have that whenever I want, and I know that I can eat as much of it as I want and still stay lean. So I'm probably about 5'11", and at 5'11", this is my weight starting off, and it fluctuates a little bit up and down day to day, and that is natural, and that's totally healthy. So as you can see, my weight in general, it went down over the period, and I wasn't doing excessive exercise, and I'll show you that in a moment on my TrainingPeaks account, how much training, cycling I was doing, and it wasn't excessive. And when I say excessive, 20 hours or so plus. If I was doing the Tour de France and I was training for that, then no. I did as much as maybe someone who might commute to work, if they did, an hour there, hour back, 5 days a week at least, for example. So I wasn't doing excessive exercise to lose weight. It's from what I eat plus exercise. So as you can see, the other things that I like to eat here, I eat some bread. That's good. That tastes good with jam. Canned mango. I have at least canned mango, at least one a day. And you can see here, I didn't really do this at all. It was just because it was in the city. I had to go into the city for a study, and I suppose I was just, it's the bright lights and the excitement. I went and I got plant-based burger, some fries and Coca-Cola, and I wouldn't really recommend stuff like that really, because it's so fatty. And Coca-Cola, I wouldn't really recommend it, because if you don't need to have caffeine, then you don't need it. Just stick to sugar to fuel you. And yeah, another one, gummy sweets. I had a lot of gummy sweets, so I would have them while I'm out training, for example. So here I got my cycling training nutrition, and I would fuel that with sugar water. So you can see here, actually during the test, I was allowed to drink or take in, nutrition, so to speak. So yeah, that's what I'd have, and I'd have it with some gummy sweets. So not Haribo, not with gelatin in, but just gummy sweets that are just, basically sugar and, stabilizers, preservatives or whatever you call them, so it's just sugar and water. And you can see here, that's what I was using almost, every day I was exercising, sugar, water and gummy sweets. And I would have days where I was riding sort of in the middle of the day, so for lunch I wouldn't necessarily eat anything other than what I was eating on the bike. And yeah, the days that are highlighted, if I zoom out a little bit, the days that are highlighted sort of in red, if you can see it, there was 3 test days. So the first one here, and then there was the second one, and the last day was the 3rd test day. And I say that might be another video, but talking about testing, but I don't think it would make a very good video. I mean, I'm waiting for the results to come back from that, so hopefully that might be quite interesting. I hope you found this interesting. I hope that you can see the TV. I tried doing this using a screen capture on the phone, and it wasn't particularly clear, so I'm trying this method, exciting technology and all that. So yeah, I have basically, it's rice with spicy tomato sauce, fruit and sugar, and these are the staples that I was eating, as you can see down here again. They had some pasta as well, bread, mango, there's baked beans. Just fancied some baked beans one day. And also I did have some, you might have noticed as I scroll along here again, pasta here again. I did have some crisps here, and I think on another day I did as well. Yeah, oat milk's nice. And yeah, some ice cream as well. So you might be saying, well, there's some chips there as well on another day. So you might be saying, well, you were talking about carbohydrate and fat and protein intake. Well, because I'm eating these foods that are naturally very low in fat, so the rice, the fruit, well, canned mango. There are fruits that are fatty, but so I was having strawberries, canned mango, and the gummy sweets, again, they're very low in fat because they're just sugar, basically, and just what's needed to make them last a long time. And yeah, so I'm naturally eating every day foods that have, you know, low fat. So basically, like less than a gram of fat per 100 grams, and that allows me to, if I want, well, no, I want, eat foods that have a bit more fat in them. So I can sort of manipulate the foods that I'm eating to see the weight that I have, that I carry, if that makes sense. So if you ever are worried, you're always struggling for your weight, and maybe you make excuses like, well, I like being heavier, well, that's fine, but if you want to be leaner and lean all year round, you know, personally that's what I like, to be lean all year round and not have to worry about my weight, then I can add in stuff like crisps every so often, because, well, actually, it's, you know, right now, as you could see here, you know, 5'11", 65.9 kilos there. You know, I'm able to, because I'm eating just as a baseline low fat, I can add in stuff like crisps that are very fatty. So they're like, you know, 30-40 grams of fat per 100 grams almost. And say rice less than, it's about half a gram of fat per 100 grams. So this is how I was able to lose weight into Christmas, but also still enjoy the foods that you would say, oh, I can't resist them. Well, as you can see, I ate the crisps and I had ice cream and I didn't get fat. As you can see here, you know, this is my natural fluctuating lean weight that I see pretty much all year round. And as I get closer to a goal, a racing goal, then I get even leaner, and that's just because on top of the diet that I eat, which is just naturally healthy, low in fat, training on top of a diet like that makes you very lean and makes it easy to get to that. So for me, I'll be probably looking at 65 kilos, maybe something like that, for my optimum racing weight. So my weight's down, so if the roads start going up, I don't struggle with weight. So yeah, and you can also, you know, you can have other things, you know, like pizza and other things that you might say, well, they're demon foods or food from hell that make me fat. As you can see, carbohydrate does not make me fat, and every day, you know, I was having at least half a kilo. I mean, I think the lowest day here was about half a kilo of carbohydrate. And you know, carbohydrate doesn't make you fat, and it's the foods that you enjoy most, isn't it? Rice dishes that might be, you know, curry, Indian, you know, Mexican, you know, all these foods that we go to and we think, well, it's the carbohydrate in foods making you fat. Well, it's not. It's the fat in the fat. Fat in the food that's making you fat. Come on, it's obvious, really, isn't it? And you know, if you're saying I'm lying, well, there's nothing I can do, is there, if you're gonna go down that way. But if you take my advice, as I say, you know, this is the proof that, you know, I'm a normal human being and I don't restrict my eating, as you can see, because I don't think that's very healthy. And you can get low fat ice cream, for example. So I think the ice cream that I had in here on this, you know, these days, I wasn't, but you know, if I still want ice cream, I can still have low fat ice cream. So there's a brand, I think Swedish Glaze, they make low fat, pretty low fat vanilla ice cream, for example. And yeah, you can eat and enjoy what you're eating and not have to worry, and you can lose weight no matter, you know, how old you are, what you're doing. You know, it's not something that you need to worry about and lose sleep over, and you know, oh, I can't meet friends or something to eat out, and because I'm gonna get fat and I'm gonna worry and worry, and especially at Christmas when, you know, supposedly we're eating so much and, you know, we're all getting fat. Well, you can eat as much as you want, unrestricted, and still stay lean. In fact, make you leaner. But I'll show you now what training I did, exercise, and you'll be able to see that no, I wasn't doing crazy numbers of hours exercising, so 20, 30, 40 hours or whatever, running or cycling. But yeah, if you add that on top of this type of eating, then yes, you will get very, very lean, and you'll get so lean that you will have to add fat back into your diet, because you'll get so lean that eventually your body fat percentage will get unhealthy. So yeah, there is an unhealthy level of body fat, and that can be reached by, say, eating like this and doing a lot of exercise. But that is unrestricted exercise and unrestricted eating, you see. So, but I tend to find that your body naturally tells you when, you know, you're, in inverted commas, doing too much, because you just get natural feedback. So if you have enough of something, your body tells you you've had enough, and you just should, if you listen to your body, you can naturally find what will work for you. So I hope this helped, you know, maybe some misconceptions or worries. You know, this video will be coming out obviously after Christmas has happened, and it's now the new year. And you know, if you want to continue, or you know, continue on a diet that into the future you can sustain, and you know, lose weight if you're carrying some extra weight, then these are the foods that, you know, I can recommend to eat. You know, yes, there are chips, and other days, you know, I'd have pizza and pasta and all these things that are just the best, aren't they? The best. So I'll hand you off now to myself, to Coach. Here is my TrainingPeaks. So this is the software that I use to record how much exercise I'm doing, or having fun while moving my body. So as you can see here, this is the time, you know, amount of time I spent exercising over the same period. So as you can see here, once I'd done the last test, I had a bit of a break, but I suppose you might say, oh well, about 13 hours in the first week, and then about 15 hours in the second week is a ridiculous amount of exercise. I've only ever done that in my whole life. Well, to put it into perspective, I suppose, for a professional athlete, so endurance athlete, so I'm doing cycling, you can do running, whatever it might be along those lines. You know, a professional would be doing at least 20 hours, averaging 20 hours throughout the year. So there's going to be weeks where they would do up to as much as 35 to 40 hours a week, and that doesn't take into account, you know, time stopped and getting ready. So it's actually even more than that. But physically exercising, yeah, 10-15 hours a week is, you know, a respectable amount for someone who is not looking to become the best in the field of what they're doing. They're just doing it because they commute or they enjoy it or whatever, to stay healthy. So as you can see, I wasn't doing unrestricted exercise in order to lose weight. I was just, at the time, just basically, you know, because I didn't want to be tired for the efforts test days, so I just sort of did enough to keep my fitness up without actually doing the miles that I would need to do, or the time that I need to do to become as fit as, you know, the genetic limit would allow me. So as you can see, you know, I wasn't doing crazy exercise, I wasn't doing a crazy diet, and I lost weight into Christmas. or I stayed at least lean, naturally fluctuated. But as you can see, it's not a crazy fad diet. I wasn't doing anything crazy. It's anything that I can do, you can do, we can all do. And yeah, stop worrying. I hope that this video helped, you know, whatever situation it might be, dad body, or you're young and you want to get into racing and you're struggling to lose those extra, you know, I've heard people say 10 kilos. It makes me laugh because it's not hard, and you know, I started out and I didn't know what I was doing, so I understand the, you know, the misunderstanding just from the information that gets shared. You know, can't eat carbohydrate because you get fat. Well, do I look fat? You know, I hope the lighting's not great, but you can see I'm not fat, am I? So I hope you enjoyed the video and you found it useful, and if you did, maybe like and subscribe, and I'll keep the videos coming. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for your time.